Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon for January 27th, 2019, with your hosts, Peacemaker2448 and Rampant Epsilon.
Hi.
We just had like a 20-minute conversation about the Ruby finale and Volume 6 in general. I think the short version can be summed up as it could have been better because it just needed more, and that may not be the worst thing we could throw at Ruby. I still enjoyed the volume.
Yeah, I did too. It's just there was definitely more that could have been done.
Yep. So we have a short-ish week? I don't know. It depends on how long a conversation on a certain topic goes.
Yeah.
Especially for you, because I feel like you would have some things to say about that one. But before we get into that, Tommy, what have you been playing the last couple weeks?
Well, for one, Smash.
How are you liking the super ultimate, the biggest Smash that we may ever get?
Besides the weird difficulty spike with the AI, it's honestly good.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it.
Oh, don't mind me. Might
What'd
be
you
playing
do?
Smash at the moment.
Oh,
And about killed myself because I'm trying Incineroar, and okay. Is all I can say.
I have the Rumble on in the background, so I'm distracted as well, ever so slightly. But it's really good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I actually finished up getting all of the spirits checked off. I don't have them all on me, but the checklist for all the spirits, they're all checked off now, outside of the 2 Let's Go spirits. And you know how I was telling you I need the T-Rex spirit?
Yeah.
Okay, not only did I have to get to the Dark World, which means I had to complete the 3 main dungeons in Light World, and get to them, which is several spirit fights in between then and there, and several spirit fights to get to those bosses. I also had to go in the Dark World, go into the Legend of Zelda Temple in Dark World, or dungeon, technically, in Dark World, and solve it mostly to open up the top portion of it, because it was in the top portion, and then get to it, and I took the harder path. That was like an hour plus of fights just to get 1 spirit. The 1 spirit I needed in order to summon Birdo.
Oh, wow.
That was it. I just needed it to summon Birdo. I didn't even need that spirit specifically. I just needed it as material, which sucked. But they are all checked off. I have 1,300 spirits checked off. Which, I also have the 3 from the Mario event that was a while back. So if you're curious if what certain spirit is in a location, what certain spirit is in the game, I can tell you that now. Because I have them all unlocked. Although it's all documented on the Smash Wiki. Not all their locations, mind you. No, to find out where the T-Rex spirit was, I had to look up a video walkthrough of the seer of someone playing World of Light 100% because I knew T-Rex was in World of Light because the wikis tell you that, but not specifically where in World of Light it is. And I had to literally skim through several videos in order to find where the fight was. Because no one apparently has documented where certain spirits are in World of Light. Only that they are in World of Light. Which is kind of obnoxious. I feel like it would be way better if they were if it was like, here's all the spirits in the World of Light. Here's all the spirits in the World of Dark. Here's all the spirits in the third map. Here's all the spirits in certain temple or in the certain dungeons, because there's more than just the 3 required dungeons in World of Light. I think there's like 6 or 7. I forget how many. And apparently there's one fight that you can do, but it doesn't count for the 100%, so it's missable, kind of, in terms of you can like skip past it and not realize you skip past it, I think. I read something saying that, but I didn't. I got my 100% and I made sure I cleared out every single spirit fight, so I don't know. Yeah, I have that done. I am down to like sub 20 challenges left. I have a Meteor Smash one in All-Star mode, which will take forever because it sucks. Or not in All-Star mode. Against 4 level 9 CPUs. I have the Meteor Smash, I think 3 of them within like a minute or so or something.
Oh, wow.
Or not a minute, like 3 minutes or something. It's some like large enough amount of time, but it's like, this sucks because I suck at Meteor Smashes. There's that, and I think the rest are online challenges. And those are just play this many quick battles, play with this many different characters, get this many tags. And I think that's it. Because I hammered out the rest of them that I was just like, I ain't doing this shit. I'm not doing this one, or this one. Fuck that. I technically have one hammer left, but I need to get like practically almost every single other panel to get it. Which I can't use a hammer on that 4 CPU Meteor Smash one because the game won't allow me. You can't hammer certain challenges. Thankfully, I got all the challenges that have certain spirits behind them. Because there are challenges with spirits in them. Like, I forget which challenge it is, but you unlock Mew in it, and you can only get Mew in it. Mew by doing the challenge. Let me actually look it up. Thankfully, you can get all the fire spirits in the shop. You don't have to do challenges, because you can get certain fire spirits through challenges, but it's not the only way to get them, thankfully. But the good news is, once you do the challenges to unlock a spirit, you then get their spirit battle in rotation in the spirit board. Sandbag's one of them. You have to reach 250% or more damage during a battle. Keyword being just during a battle, not anywhere specific. I think I got that one by going into Special Smash and just doing some ridiculous one that just made it to where I could get it really easily. Oh yeah, you had to win the final round in I think the true ending fight without being KO'd.
Oh.
That's deceptively hard, because bear in mind, you're fighting both of the final bosses at the same time. And they both can rack up damage on you real quick if you're not careful. Like, I think at one point I went from like 0% to 60% in like one attack. And that's on normal. That's not on anything harder. But yeah, the new Smash is good. It's very enjoyable. I can't wait for the DLC to come out and hopefully add in more spirit fights. Because I would love if the rest of Persona Cast got represented since Joker's being put in. Also, I believe the current... I don't know if it's... I wouldn't say it's a rumor, but the current assumption is that Piranha Plant's coming in with the 2.0 update this week.
Yeah.
Since I believe registering for Piranha Plant ends at the end of the week to get them for free.
Yep, 31st actually.
Yeah, and that's Thursday. And 2.0 is supposed to come this week, which is probably like February. I'm trying to think what else to say about Smash. How are you enjoying World of Light?
I've been having to do it in batches because it's one of those I kind of get to where I just don't want to keep going straight through like that. And I guess it's because I'm still trying to get my bearings on what I need to be able to look for out of the AI.
Yeah.
Plus, kind of limited roster.
Mm-hmm. That's the weird thing about World of Light is, like, you won't have the full roster of characters until, like, the third map. Because 4 characters are locked on the third map. And, like, there's a bunch of even new characters that are locked on the second map, too. Like, you won't get Incineroar in World of Light until, like, map 2. So that's kind of like the weird pacing part of World of Light, where it's like, oh yeah, some of these characters I've seen that I would love to play as, yeah, I don't get them until, like, map 2? So I think Isabelle's map 2 as well. Hell, Luigi's map 2 as well. You don't get Luigi till map 2.
Oh, wow.
And I believe he's in the Dracula's Castle dungeon in map 2, even. Yeah, Richter's in there. I forget who else is in there. Oh yeah, Zelda's in map 2 as well, along with Young Link and Sonic and Cloud. And you want to know what the hilarious part is? You want to know where Cloud is?
Where?
You have to fight him to unlock the Master Sword in the Legend of Zelda Temple.
Huh?
And before him is a Sonic fight. Yeah, Young Link and Zelda are both on that map as well. So if you want to play as the new Zelda, or the returning Young Link in World of Light, you gotta go all the way to that dungeon. And Ganondorf's also there as well, because he's the boss fight of that one. And you unlock him when you beat Ganon. It's the same with Bowser. When you beat Giga Bowser and the dungeon you run into him with, you get him. Also, I think, yeah, Peach is optional in that dungeon too. You don't normally run into her in that. She's like an extra fight off to the side that if you don't notice it, you're not going to realize Peach is there. Oh, what were you going to say?
I didn't have anything. I was saying right there.
Oh, okay. But yeah, at least all the character replacements are cool. They all kind of make sense for where they are, kind of. Outside the fact that all of the Echo Fighters are in map 2 by default. But at least they try to work with that. There are a shit ton of ways you can. There's only one place and only 4 slots to just level up spirits on their own. But there are like 10 different ways you can like change their stats in different dojos. And like Lil Mac's coach is the master spirit, which is essentially all the shopkeepers and trainers and stuff. He's the one that just flat trains everybody up to level 99. But I look up all the master spirits. Or someone doesn't have an easy to get list of that? Or this might be it. Maybe? Or not. But like Kraid is one. Fuck, I can't remember any of them besides Kraid. Like, Kraid's one, the Wii Fit trainer board is one. Like, the literal Wii Fit trainer board. And it talks to you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they all, like, talk in character, too, so it's kind of weird. Like, Toadette's one, because there are 3 different, like, dungeon areas you can send off spirits to explore and they'll get stuff for you. Like, one gets you spirit points, one gets you like the extra stuff for the boards, like shuffling around the board and getting certain spirits for yourself, and another gives you all the snacks. And like one of them is Toadette, and one of them is the map guy from Spirit Tracks, I think it's Spirit Tracks. It's one of the Wind Waker-based Zelda games. Because I recognize the art style, but I'm not sure who. All I know is it's a guy with a map and a blue coat. I don't remember his name offhand.
You know that's not really that helpful, right?
I know. And the third one is one of the characters from like Pikmin 3. Yeah, I've dug Smash. Anything else?
I picked up the DLC for Mario and Rabbids.
How are you enjoying the Donkey Kong?
Pretty good. Like, it honestly, with the way that the game effectively handicaps you to only having 3 characters for the DLC, it does so in a way that doesn't feel like it handicaps you.
I think it trades off like, all right, we're only going to give you 3 characters, but we're going to give you a stupid amount of mobility and like offensive tools with just these 3 characters.
Yeah.
Because like Donkey Kong can he could lap a board in one turn if he wanted to.
Because of just the way they've got it set up.
Yeah. Cranky not only has his normal attacks, but he gets an attack when he gets flung by anyone. Which is like, wait, you just damage people by landing next to them and then attack them again?
Yeah.
And he has poison? Or no, he has lifesteal?
Vampire, yeah.
Yeah, vampire. Yeah, he has vampire too? As just a thing you can have on his weapon? Excuse me?
And you combine that alongside Peach Rabbids heal, and it's just one of those. It's like, can you die?
You can, because they also make sure it's like, yeah, you have all these tools, but we're gonna make you use all these tools. Like, we ain't gonna sleep on the fact that you can, like, do some really busted things. We want you to do busted things in this. Because we expect you to do busted things in this.
But, you know, at the same time, I don't think I've had a spot so far where I've not gotten a perfect.
Yeah, it was only like a couple maps, and those were, I think, because of time, because I didn't go fast enough. Granted, that's
You
the
didn't get
XCOM.
the amount of terms. Or terms.
Yeah, terms. Yes, terms.
You didn't use enough words.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think so. Because it's not like I really died that much. Outside of, I think, like, 1 or 2 boss encounters?
I think I've had one death, but when I had that one death, it wound up being a team wipe, so I'm like, eh.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was one of those, I might have killed the wrong one kind of deal.
Yeah.
Because bear in mind, if you let Donkey die, it's over.
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it, and it's also pretty lengthy. Like, it's a proper expansion. Because I think it's about 3 worlds-ish of content.
Is it really that much? Because I didn't think I thought speed run-wise it was like a third of the time kind of deal.
It might be 2 worlds, but it feels pretty meaty by the time you get to the end of it. Of like, yeah, I put in like a few hours into this. And also, you have the puzzle pieces, which, like, it has its own subset of challenges too.
Yeah.
Which is like, yeah, this feels more like less like a DLC and more like an expansion. Which
I like.
Can that just be the trend?
I like too the fact that it's technically considered all on its own.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like.
At least then you don't have to worry about trying to keep Rabbid Peach from being stupidly busted from main game.
Yeah, but no, yeah, you just start her from scratch, and I think she even gets her own, like, different weapons for this one. She doesn't have all the same weapons.
Yeah.
Which is a nice little other, like, twist on this. But yeah, can this just be the trend for all the Nintendo games? All of their, like, first and, like, second party-ish games on Switch of just like, can we just be like, all right, here's our game, it's really cool. You want more? Here's like a 5-hour, like $20 condensation of everything you like about the game with some extra little stuff thrown in and like a new way to play it that'll take you like a couple days to beat, and it'll be really fun the whole time. And I'm like, because that's awesome. Like, that's exactly what games like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Mario and Rabbids, that's what they need. They don't need, like, a bunch of DLCs. No, just, like, release one thing that's just this extra thing on the side. And you can just release it, like, a few months down the line.
Grab mentality?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, that's what DLC is supposed to be, though. It's supposed to take all the monies.
I've always viewed DLC as a way to make the shelf life of a game last longer than it normally is. Yeah. Because that would be better for the game in the long run. Because why would you want to buy something like Mario and Rabbids like 6 months after its release? Oh, because a new DLC came out for it? Cool, I'll go pick up the game and play it, and if I like it, I'll buy the DLC. It's all it needs to be.
It's almost like Nintendo came into the whole DLC picture late, but knows how to do it.
It's almost like they came in late and skipped all of the bad years of bad DLC ideas. Because they didn't have to make DLC for their games because they couldn't.
Well, to be fair, we could have had DLC all the way back from the Wii.
I know. But they didn't, because what's more, they didn't do it. So they skipped that time and place where we had all the bad DLC ideas. And oh, look, they're coming in when it's the commonplace to have good DLC ideas. For the most part.
Yeah. You know, what's funny though? Nintendo has actually made one semi-questionable decision with DLC, and it really falls under Smash Ultimate.
Which one is that?
It's kind of a double-edged sword. The Fighters Pass, you don't know who all the fighters are.
Yeah, that kind of.
At the same time, that's kind of a good thing and a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, So they technically fall under the same category as, you know, all those games that want you to buy the season pass for content you know nothing about.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know it's gonna have to be new fighters, so you kinda know what it is.
Yeah, at least they've went out up front and said no Echo fighters, all brand new fighters. They have Joker as an example of what we're doing with the season pass. By the time they actually let you buy the season pass, I think. No. Yeah, it was up for pre-order before the Game Awards. But at least they set the benchmark of now with Joker, so it's a half point in that case. I'll give it a half point.
Well, I mean, like I said, that one I feel like is done better than some of them, but they still kind of fell into that same trap that a lot of the other developers have been falling into.
Dragon Ball FighterZ didn't, because they announced their Season 2 pass, and we know 4 out of the 5 characters because they literally announced 4 out of the 5 characters immediately. But,
I mean, okay. A game like that, or Smash, paid DLC, you pretty much know is going to end up being a fighter.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, you have to ask yourself the question of, do you like the game enough to sink more money into it? Not so much do you want those fighters, but do you like the game enough to give them more money?
Mm-hmm. Which is, I feel like, should be the more important question you ask yourself anytime you buy DLC for a game of, do I like this enough that I want to spend more? Yes? Then spend more. If not, don't.
That's kind of one of those, I'm like, they kind of fell into the trap, but at the same time, they kind of had no choice in the matter too, so...
Yeah. Of course, I'm the person who went, yeah, I'll totally buy the season pass off the concept of Joker is here. Yeah, I'm in. That is absolutely terrible of me, but I'll at least go, yeah, I'll I'll buy the season pass if Joker is our first one, because I believe that you'll have quality. You've earned that favor. For me, at least.
I think I'm holding out.
That is probably the far smarter move.
I at least want to see what they're offering and then go from there.
Based off rumors, supposedly Character 2 will be a Dragon Quest character. Supposedly. All we know is code names that are embedded in the code. And that's all we really have to go on for the rest of the season pass stuff. Because, let me see if I can look that up real quick.
Is there a code named Baron Bird?
No. They're not that obvious, unfortunately.
Okay, fine then. Bird Brain.
But yeah, for those wondering, in the code for Smash Ultimate, there is Fighter Jack, Fighter Brave, and Fighter Paku. Fighter Paku is Piranha Plant, because Paku, I believe Paku is the Japanese name for a Piranha Plant. Jack is assumed to be Joker, due to Jack Frost being one of the mascot characters of the wider Shin Megami Tensei franchise. And considering personas would most likely be in the moveset for Joker, I wouldn't be surprised if Jack Frost is one of them. And Fighter Brave is going to be our second DLC, assumingly. So, people are assuming Dragon Quest because Brave is the default name for your Dragon Quest, for, I think, Dragon Quest, one of the Dragon Quest characters. And a rumor has said it would be the Dragon Quest 3 character, I think, with a costume change for the Dragon Quest 9 character. Granted, that would fall into the theory that I have that, well, since Joker's here, that gives Sega 2 characters, because technically Atlas is owned by Sega. If Brave is a Dragon Quest character, that gives Square Enix 2 characters. Capcom has 2 characters, with Ryu and the Echo of Ken, but Ryu and Mega Man primarily, with Ken as an Echo.
Yeah, because I'd say you'd have to exclude Echoes. Yeah,
but again, 2 characters, which means the only company that doesn't have 2 reps is Namco, I think, of the external third parties at this point. Because they only have Pac-Man, but they don't have anyone else from their roster.
But who else?
I don't know. I mean, hell, even Konami has 2, because Snake and I was about to say Simon is under Konami, or Castlevania is under Konami. Let me double check that real quick. Yeah, Konami's even got 2 characters with Snake and Simon. So Namco's the only one left without 2 reps. And I'm like, that's where a couple of these DLC slots are going to go to other third parties to get second reps from them. Especially since Miyamoto has went on record saying that Smash is more of a celebration of video games in general than it is Nintendo specifically. So grabbing more reps from more diverse franchises in the DLC sounds like something, but I hope that's not the entire 5 slots of characters.
Okay. If we go off of that concept. Okay, so the 2 that we think would just leave Namco, right?
Right.
So that could be number 3.
Yep.
Meaning 2 slots left.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning it could be an entirely different company.
Who else would you grab at this point? Because the only major company I feel like who might be on board with this because they've said might be on board with this is Microsoft. And I go, all right. Nintendo would make a deal of, we want Banjo-Kazooie, but we'll also give you a slot for Master Chief.
They wouldn't do it.
Exactly.
No, they wouldn't do it that way.
Oh.
Think about another game that's under Microsoft's wing that's not as popular anymore, but is still big enough to be recognized. Minecraft.
Oh yeah, right. That's yeah, because there was that rumor that says Minecraft Steve would be in it. I forgot about that one.
So see, they could do that. They could do Banjo-Kazooie, and that would fit the Smash feel while still giving them characters.
Yeah. Granted, I'm trying to remember. There was a rumor that broke down the entire 5-pack, and it was like, eh. But I'm like, until you're confirmed, I'll hold off.
Because, I mean, with no Echo Fighters, that automatically tells me, okay, we're more than likely not going to get more than just the 2 original characters from each company.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it's going to get lopsided very quickly. So the only other options for the other 2 is either a completely other company, like Microsoft, or it be more in-house. Like, that's the only 2 real options.
Yeah.
But I think, haven't we had the whole question come up before where we've tried to figure out who else it could be in-house and was drawing blanks? Because most of Nintendo's major players are there, so you'd have to start kind of getting obscure.
A little bit, yeah. Like, the only one that immediately comes to mind would be, like, Rex, but maybe the Mii costume means Rex is fully cut. He's not making it until, like, the next Smash.
Well, I mean, if we went off of fan want Waluigi, but that still leaves a slot.
Yeah. Like, Waluigi, like, Gino, but that's like a... I don't know, did you work a deal with Square to get that one?
But see, that would kind of fall back into the other category too. Which would put Square having a 3rd character.
I wouldn't necessarily count Gino as a Square rep, only because I don't count...
You would have to, because of the simple fact of Nintendo doesn't have rights to it.
True. But that would mean Gino would be the Brave slot then, and not a Dragon Quest character. Assuming Brave is Gino, but... That's the problem with discussing...
I'm saying, if we assume Brave is the Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
If we just assume it based off of that, then that would put 3 for Square.
Yeah.
So that kind of falls into that other part of it, where it's like, would they do that?
This is the fun part of discussing rumors. When you're in a murky sea of uncertainty, anything is possible.
Although, you make a very valid point. Brave could potentially be Dino.
Like, Brave could be...
everyone's looking at it literal.
Yeah.
Nintendo's gonna know people are gonna look at it literal.
Yeah. And, like, Jack being Joker... Like, that's just if you know that this one persona, Jack Frost, is a part of the franchise, you can go, oh, that's probably Joker then. But again, you have to make that assumption. You have to know that that's a thing.
Okay, and I'm going to say this. Is there any potential way that Brave could possibly be Joker?
Then what the hell would Jack be? Because then I'm like, okay, I have no idea where we go with Jack then.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's another thing. There's another assumption. The only thing that's definite is we know we have Jack and Brave.
Yep. I think people are assuming Jack is Joker because of the order it's in. Because I believe it's in the order it would be on the roster listing. Therefore, Joker would be next in line, assumingly.
I could see that.
I think that's why
I'm not discounting it. I'm just saying there is that possibility that could be all looked at the wrong way.
Granted, the brave once more makes me go, I hope Sora gets in here because Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out Tuesday. I could connect you with Brave the Sora if you want, and that's still a Square rep.
Yeah. Like, unless they just blindside everyone, more than likely the second revealed DLC fighter is going to be a Square rep.
Most likely. I feel like that might be the only thing certain at this point. Especially since I told you this, that a Persona 5... Did we talk about this on the podcast? Of a Persona 5R announcement related to... is coming in like a couple months?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that, and I was kind of under your assumption that this month we would get a Nintendo Direct that would show Joker off, but I don't think we're getting a Direct at this point.
To be fair, I think we technically did get as close of a Direct as we're going to get.
Yeah. That's why I say that.
Our third article.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's why I say that, because I'm like, there was supposed to be a Direct that day, but plans got changed because I assumed that was supposed to be the centerpiece of the Direct, and it's now like, we're going to have to reshuffle plans real quick, so we might not get a Direct until February. Or the Direct we were supposed to get this month is going to come in February when they have something else to slot in. Which
if it's the something else that we know exists, then I won't be super upset, but it'll be more of a it's not as good, but sure.
My money's on Three Kingdoms, maybe? As like I'm going to assume this one. I'm not gonna guarantee it, but like
I am gonna say if the alternate that we know is technically done, it becomes the thing revealed for the next Direct, then I think I know what I'll wind up doing as soon as it comes out.
I will probably be very tempted by that, depending on what comes out around then. Because, there was a game I'm interested in that came out last week, and it was RE2, but I have Kingdom Hearts 3 to play on Tuesday, so no. I'd rather get Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, can't blame you.
Because, as cool as RE2 looks, especially for someone who likes RE4, and has seen it now, and it's like, yeah, this is very much pulling from RE4 in terms of inspiration. Yeah, that can wait. But anything else?
No.
I don't have anything either. It's mostly been little mobile game stuff. Like Ruby, on Ruby Amity Arena, I have Swine now. And I also have the Chainsaw Guy from Volume 2. from the train fight. He's a 7 cost, by the way. 7 cost
Jeez.
for what I believe, looking at the stats, is a fucking tank. Like a tank. I think it has like 4-digit health, but I think it's the highest health value in the game.
Oh, then.
But like I said, it's a 7 cost. That's most of your bar on a good time, on a good cycle. Like when you drop that, you are committed, and you are gonna hope that they answer. Because if your opponent doesn't and goes for the other traveler, you're trading. Because depending on what happens, you can make your opponent commit and like reflect it and get a tower out of it. Because I've done that. It very much depends. I've had good luck and bad luck in Amity Arena recently. But that, Fire Emblem Heroes is doing another Choose Your Legend event. I'm continuing to do my trend of vote for a bunch of Path of Radiance or Radiant Dawn characters. The last day to vote is tomorrow. From what it's looking like, Camilla from Awakening is going to be like the #1 female vote from like the midway point tabulation that came out from the Twitter, which is fine. She'll be off the ballot for next time. I'm okay with that. I know people don't like a lot of the people coming out of the Fates cast because it's so large and takes up a lot of time from other characters from other games. I think I explained this on like a stream of essentially the core cast of any Fire Emblem game is like doubled for Fates because of Fates' cast, or Fates being 2 games. Because there's a normal core cast for a Fire Emblem game is about like 4 to 5 characters. So since Fates is 2 games, that's 8 to 10 characters, depending on who you count. And considering it's Fates, yeah, it counts. It's 10, which is more than any other game in the franchise. Any other single game in the franchise, really. So, it is what it is. That's really been it. So, shall we talk articles?
I guess we shall.
All right. First up. God damn it! How do we keep being able to talk about Detective Pikachu?
Because it was good.
It's not out yet. That's the thing. It's not out yet. But apparently, they're already writing a sequel for Detective Pikachu, even though the movie doesn't come out till May. Okay. Okay, fine. God, this movie continues to just be like, this is a weird roller coaster of a story on the back end. Like what next? Are you telling me that an entire film franchise is coming out of this? Because you know what also came out related to Detective Pikachu, kind of?
What?
There's a rumor stating that they are now working on a live-action movie based off the original Red and Blue. Now they're working on one. So, instead of doing that first, and then doing Detective Pikachu as a spinoff, we're doing this, and I guess the Red and Blue movie are going to be kind of a spinoff then? I don't even anymore. I just don't.
You just don't, or don't even?
I just don't even. I don't even understand this anymore. I just want this movie to be out and be like, all right, are you good or are you bad? Because you look good, but like until
it'll be good.
God, I hope so. I can't wait for like the podcast after this movie comes out, and both of us go watch it, and then I pull up like the fucking like Rotten Tomatoes and list it by video game movie and go, yes, in fact, Detective Pikachu will probably be the highest rated video game movie of all time. Because if that fucking happens, I don't know what to do. Because bear in mind, that bar is pretty low.
Did someone get distracted?
I'm trying to find it, but apparently they... Come on. No, you don't have that just readily available. Come on, Rotten Tomatoes. You gotta have this as a... Assuming this list is up to date, which I believe it is, because I just saw Tomb Raider. Scroll past. 53%. It has to beat a 53. And that was Rampage. 'Cause I don't think anything's came out between now and then. Yeah, 52. That's Rampage. Which again, is not a high margin. And bear in mind, this is counting only English releases. We're not counting all of the Pokemon movies and God knows what else you could count that's come out in Japan that would count as a video game movie. Only US releases, mind you. Still, 50, essentially a 50. I think this movie could probably beat a 50. It could be easily a 70.
It has a 50-50 chance.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it does.
I had to say it. I regret nothing.
Well, in far weirder news, you know Machinima, right?
Yep.
Well, the YouTube channel, not the genre.
That too.
Yeah. Well, apparently, in a merger with Otter Media, Machinima has proceeded to private all of their videos. All of them. Every single one of them. Because they didn't want to deal with the whole copyright situation with every single individual video of theirs. So the entire catalog of Machinima YouTube videos is effectively gone. And this happened out of the blue without letting anyone know, even if you were a contributor of Machinima or to Machinima. It was literally, you literally didn't know, get an advance notice on this. You were literally told when it happened, as it happened, by any other people, not even by Machinima themselves. Also doesn't help that Machinima had very predatory contracts, as well as the article points out, which probably means no one's pouring out one for Machinima at this point. Not really. So yeah, any thoughts on this one?
Not really, no.
All right, let's talk an hour on this one. So, in a video on Nintendo's official channel, make sure I get the name right on this. Shinya Takahashi, Nintendo's senior managing executive officer, laid out a bit of bad and a bit of good involving Metroid Prime 4. Bad news. It's being delayed. Even worse news, that delay, for all intents and purposes, is in the air on how long. Due to the nature of that delay. Because essentially, depending on how you interpret what he says on this, either Bandai Namco is no longer working on Metroid Prime 4, assumingly, because we didn't know officially who was working on Metroid Prime 4. I say officially because unofficially it was Bandai Namco.
Yeah.
But now Retro Studios is. And that interpretation part is whether they are wholeheartedly doing this or they are only leading the project. Because in a separate report that has come out from one of Game Informer's people, he stated that from his sources, multiple studios under Bandai Namco are working on this, and some were in far better shape than others. Essentially, some were on track, others were a garbage fire. And then Nintendo didn't like that. Retro came in with a demo. Nintendo liked that, and they have given the project to them. But essentially, development of Metroid Prime 4 has been restarted no matter what. No matter who's working on this, development has restarted from scratch. I'm going to put in quotations because I don't know how much is salvageable. I don't know if anyone knows how much is salvageable under the development cycle that Metroid Prime 4 was originally under. Because how much is salvageable, I feel like, changes how long this delay is. Because it could help make that delay less than it is now. But good news, Prime 4 is not canceled. It will come out, but it might be like 2 years at best.
And by might be, probably will be.
Yeah. 2 years at best. At worst, you know how I believe the count is about 2,064 days between when Kingdom Hearts 3 was originally announced to when it's finally releasing on Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that might be you folks who are waiting on Metroid Prime 4 now. Might. If things go really bad.
I don't think it will, per se, but...
No. No, I don't think it will go that bad. But just putting it out there, you're in for a wait, folks. That is the short and long of it. You are in for a wait if you're waiting for Metroid Prime 4.
And more than likely, this is probably the reason why we didn't have a direct.
Yes, because most likely we were supposed to have a direct last week because, as I even looked, we've always had a direct right around this time in January. Always had one. Literally always had one. And we're probably not getting one now because Metroid Prime 4 was supposed to be the major part of the direct, and now they're reshuffling it further down the calendar so they can have something else take its place, which either is a Metroid Prime trilogy, which is supposedly done, and Retro was working on that, like Fire Emblem 3 Kingdoms, which is most likely a summer release date. If I'm putting money on it, I'm going to say summer release date, and it will probably be that. Bayonetta 3 potentially, if it's in a shape that is showable, because we haven't seen anything at all for that. Or any number of Nintendo games that we know that are in development, but not done yet. So yeah, this. I am just shocked not by the fact that this delay happens, but how transparent and also that Nintendo did this to start with. Because neither one of these are Nintendo style.
At all.
No. Like the fact that Nintendo were literally dedicated a 3-minute long video breaking all of this down and just going, this is what happened, this is what we're doing, this is what to expect, we hope you understand. But also the fact that they have, for all intents and purposes, ripped this away from Bandai Namco and given it to Retro in however form that has taken is just, wow. Again, not your style. You don't do this. And if you have, you don't let people talk about it. For years, even. Because Nintendo don't let people talk about the stuff that happens at Nintendo because they keep quiet about their shit. Yeah, how are you feeling being probably the one who's more excited for Metroid Prime 4 out of the two of us?
Part of me kind of wishes it didn't happen. The other part of me is like, well, it happened, so just make do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of deal. Maybe we'll get the Prime Trilogy out of it, kind of deal.
I would assume so. I assume we were getting the Metroid Prime Trilogy no matter what, but I think this just accelerated those plans. Because I assume Prime 4 is firmly on the back burner as it gets rebuilt from the ground up.
I would assume so.
But I think the only worrisome thing is like, hey, Retro's on this, cool, except IGN thankfully put out an article that made the work of this easier, going, all right, who's still left at Retro who did work on the Prime Trilogy? Short answer, not many people. And yeah, the people who left very much outweigh the people who are still there. So, it's a little worrisome. But hopefully it all shakes out.
Hopefully.
Anything else?
No.
All right. In their own live stream event, NetherRealm Studios showed off the brand new Mortal Kombat that was announced back at the Game Awards. And we got to look at it, and it's very much in the vein of Mortal Kombat 10, except it's just another Mortal Kombat game. We're not dealing with the kids of a bunch of different characters. No, it's the proper roster. Mainly Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Baraka, Scarlet, Shao Kahn as a pre-order bonus, and Raiden, I believe, and Sonya Blade, who is being voiced by Ronda Rousey, are our roster at the moment, with more to come. And it's very much what you've come to expect, especially from Mortal Kombat 10. There are different styles for the fighters. There might be a loot boxy kind of system in the game that might give your character power-ups online, which apparently was an injustice and kind of a really bad thing.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like it.
Also, thank you, just an auto-tune network? Or no, just an auto network. Thank you for the follow. But yeah, that is kind of the thing that could be there. Oh. Well, that's gonna be a while. Anyway. Otherwise, it looks fine. It looks like the story mode has made Raiden go, all right, enough of this bullshit. I'm tired of people fucking up Earthrealm. I'm just gonna start murdering people. You're a threat? Just off with your head. Fuck y'all. I'm done. I've had enough of this. And some time-based people might be going, Raiden? Bad. You're mucking with time. You're mucking with the natural course of time that should be. Bad. Bad, bad, bad. So. Oh well. It will probably be on par as the recent Mortal Kombat stories have been, which is, it's a Mortal Kombat story. You can take it or leave it.
Probably leave it.
So any thoughts on the new Mortal Kombat, especially since it's actually coming to Switch in April?
No, I've kind of not really fooled with Mortal Kombat in quite some time.
I think the only Mortal Kombat I played was the reboot that they did in the last few years. I remember playing that one, but I haven't played another Mortal Kombat since then. I did play Shaolin Monks back in the day. Which is a little like Diablo-esque, or not really Diablo-esque, but like the camera system and stuff of Diablo adventure game. It was a weird little spin-off, but it worked. So yeah. Anyway, in other news, you know that the Star Wars game that Visceral was working on before EA canceled that one and also closed down Visceral and then gave that game to another studio?
Maybe.
Well, that game has now been canceled again. So, yeah, EA has canceled a Star Wars game twice. Which, kind of the same game twice, which has to be something new, I feel like. Because I don't think anyone else has had to cancel a game twice. Like, it also doesn't help that, thankfully, like Jim Sterling pointed this out, that in his video talking about Star Wars recently, that in the same, I believe it's 5-year time frame that EA has had the franchise or had the exclusive rights to develop Star Wars games, they've only made 2, and both of them were Battlefront. But in the same time frame that multiple studios have had access to Star Wars, there was like 12 games made. Some of them games that are still remembered to this day for the Star Wars franchise. And it's kind of more evidence is piling up that it was a bad idea to let EA have exclusive rights to make Star Wars games. Like a really bad idea. Because now that this is canceled, now the only thing we know that EA is making Star Wars wise is presumably maybe a Battlefront 3, although I don't have hopes for that because Battlefront 2 didn't do well, I don't believe. And the maybe Jedi Knight Jedi Academy style game that who's working on it? I completely forgot who's working on it. It's not DICE, it's someone else. It's one of their other major studios. They announced it at E3.
Oh, right offhand.
Jedi Fallen Order. Respawn. Ow, thank you, Autoplay Video, for being loud as fuck. Respawn's doing that one. And all we know is one of the people from Respawn said, we're working on Jedi Fallen Order. That's it. That's all we know. So, yeah. Actually, no, there is a third game that's under the Star Wars banner that EA is responsible for. The mobile game! And actually, I would say SWTOR, but no, that was before their deal. That was before their deal. Their exclusivity deal.
Yeah, but to be fair, they do still have the good game that is SWTOR.
The extremely good game that is SWTOR. Yeah, honestly, I think however long this contract's supposed to be, Disney should probably just buy it out and just be like, no, you continue to make your games, but you no longer have the exclusive rights to this, and maybe start shopping around to different studios and going, all right, give us a Star Wars pitch and we'll let you develop it. That, or like reboot LucasArts. Because like they closed down LucasArts when Disney bought the franchise, and I'm like, why not bring back LucasArts, get a lot of really good developers on board, and just start from scratch? I'm sure you can make some really good games if you get some good talented people behind them and give them the right amount of time to actually make games and not rush it out the fucking door. But yeah, just in LinkedIn chat, apparently a Star Wars Galaxy 3 might be possible. Which... Wow, this article is from like 2015.
Yeah.
Wow, that's extremely out of date. I just saw a reference to the NX. I think whatever this Galaxy 3 was might have been Odyssey. If I'm going to be honest. In hindsight, that might have been referring to Odyssey. Just to toss that out there. Because that article is from 2015, when the Switch was still known as the NX. Still known as the NX. We didn't even know what it was yet.
It's the NX.
Yep, that I think that's all we knew at the time. It was called NX. We didn't even know what exactly the Switch was. I think we might have had a rumor of hardware at the time where it was supposedly going to be Android powered, which I believe that turned out to still be true. If I remember right.
I don't know so much. I don't think so much Android as it is Linux powered.
Yeah. Well, with that out of the way, shall we move on to releases?
I guess we shall.
Alright, kicking things off. Technically tomorrow for the both of us. Because it's technically Monday now.
No,
it's not.
It's still Sunday.
It's only Sunday for you. It is actually Monday for me. But on the 29th, we have Demo for Switch? Demo? Would that technically be pronounced a demo?
I would think that would be demo, not demo.
Yeah, I would hope it would be demo, otherwise demo just sounds weird. We have Demo for Switch, Genesis Alpha 1 for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Kingdom Hearts 3. After 2,000 days of waiting, it finally arrives on Xbox One and PlayStation 4.
I so thought you were fixing to say after 2,000 years of waiting.
It feels like 2,000 years of waiting. It's probably been about like 6 or something. I don't know. I think it's like 2,082 days, I believe is the count. About 6 years. We also have Mages of Mystralia for Switch, Penguin Wars for PlayStation 4, Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy for Switch, The Council for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, The Hong Kong Massacre for PlayStation 4, Trainer VR for PlayStation 4, and Unworthy for Switch. On the 30th, we have Dragon Marked for Death for Switch. I think that's a major indie title for the Switch. That's one that kept popping up at Directs, if I remember right. That's the 2D brawler. I know that doesn't help.
Not at all.
But I recognize that name. That's popped up in several Directs. That might turn out to be pretty good. We also have Drowning for PlayStation 4, Vita, and Switch, Fishing Star World Tour for Switch, Goodbye Deponia for PlayStation 4, and Hyper Ride for Switch. On the 31st, we have Agatha S for Switch, Earhart Tales of Broken Wings for Switch, Bleep Bloop for Switch, Bombfest for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch, Downwell for Switch, Egg, the platform pucker for Switch, Gabuchi for Switch, Hycon 6 Starbase Commander for Switch, Merchants of Kaiden for Switch, Necrosphere Deluxe for PlayStation 4, Vita, and Switch, New Star Manager for Switch, Nightcry for Vita, Onigiri for probably the Switch. I forgot to list that one. That's probably a Switch one. I probably miss it. I'll fix that later. Pixel Colors for Switch, Planetarian for Switch, Robots Notes Dash, Robots Notes Elite Taku Set for Switch, Stray Cat Doors for Switch, Tangle Deep for Switch, Wolf Vital for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch, Zombie Night Terror for Switch. On the 1st of February, we have 8-Bit Hordes for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Animal Super Squad for Xbox One, Deadland VR for PlayStation 4, Royal Assault for PlayStation 4, Songs of Memories for PlayStation 4, Via the Awakening for Switch, and Wargroove for the Switch. On the 4th, we have Magical Nations for the Switch, and with under Nintendo Selects, Star Fox 64 3D, Super Mario Maker, and The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask 3D, all for 3DS. On the 5th, we have Ages of Mages, The Last Keeper for PlayStation 4, Away, Journeys to the Unexpected for PlayStation 4, Etran Odyssey Nexus for 3DS, Evolland Legendary Edition for PlayStation 4, Glass Masquerade for PlayStation 4, Melbius World for PlayStation 4, Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game 2 Special Edition for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Ping Push for Paradise for PlayStation 4, Pro Fishing Simulator for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, Riot Civil Unrest for PlayStation 4 and Switch, Scoracy for PlayStation 4, Spike Volleyball for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, The Book of Unwritten Tales for Switch, The Mage's Tale for PlayStation 4, The Path of Modus for Switch, and V-Rally 4 for Switch. On the 6th, we have 39 Days to Mars for Xbox One, Auctioneer for Xbox One, Riot Civil Unrest for Xbox One, and Sultan Sanctuary for Xbox One. On the 7th, we have Away, Journey to the Unexpected for Switch, Blaze Blue Central Fiction Special Edition for Switch, Defense Grid 2 for Switch, Estiman for Switch, Evolveland Legendary Edition for Xbox One, Magic Scroll Tactics for Switch, Percy's Predicament Deluxe for Switch, pumped BMX Pro for Xbox One and Switch, and Revere Sweet As Edition for Switch. And finally, on the 8th, we have 99 movies for Switch, Away, Journey to the Unexpected for Xbox One, City of Brass for Switch, Class Masquerade for Xbox One, God Eater 3 for PlayStation 4, Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game 2, not special edition for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch, Dallas the Dark Call for Switch, Oniken Unstoppable Edition for Switch, Pipe Push Paradise for Xbox One, Please Don't Touch Anything for Xbox One, Stunt Kite Party for Switch, Super Meat Boy for Switch, and Yokai Watch 3 for 3DS. And that's it. Which brings us to quick draws, and mine went from this is a potential leak to this is actually confirmed because this is an actual guide. We know how I believe the rest of the amiibo for the returning fighters is going to be released as. More specifically, the Pokemon Trainer and Squirtle and Ivysaur. Essentially, all of them are going to be separate amiibo. But looking at the image, the full image you see here is the actual image from the guide. The one down below was the original one that leaked. But this is from the Smash Ultimate Guide in Japan. Yeah, this gives a listing to all the amiibo. So as you can see, we see Pokemon Trainer, we see Snake, Dark Samus, Chrom, Simon, Richter, Ivysaur, and Squirtle. I believe fill out the rest of the listings here. The bottom right corner is Corrin for reference, in case anyone's wondering. But yeah, that should fill out the rest of the slots, right?
I think.
1, 2, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Piss. Piss. Damn it! Don't make me look up Japanese names for fighters. One minute, I need to get to the official Smash website and change the language to Japanese so I can see what their names are in Japanese. Piss. I'm gonna hope that's the right one.
You're gonna hope anyhow?
Yep. Alright. Thankfully, it's the same name on the side and at the bottom. Okay, it is, because I just checked snakes. That would be Incineroar, top row on the far right. That's Incineroar. So that confirms Incineroar as well. For those wondering, I can't read kanji. I'm just I literally have the fighter roster on Smash's Ultimate website just in Japanese, and I'm just comparing what the lettering looks like. Let's see, the one next to him is... Fun part, finding this. That would be Squirtle. The one next to that is Ivysaur. And the one next to that is... This is harder than it looks. not Pokemon Trainer. Yeah, that's not Pokemon Trainer.
Dark
This might confirm we're
Samus,
not
maybe?
getting Yes, that's Dark Samus.
By the way, we knew all of them except for Incineroar. So
Yeah.
I just looked at length of names. Because that's kind of a commonality there.
Yeah, I was just confirming that one, but I was also confirming the order of. So let's see, who's in between Pokemon Trainer and Snake?
Crom, maybe?
Does I find Crom? Yes! And
I'm getting pretty good at that.
I was about to say, I'm willing to bet it's listed in that, but that's Simon right there. Yes.
Yeah. Simon.
Simon,
and Richter.
Then Richter, and that's the rest. Which means, who are we missing then?
I mean, obviously
Daisy.
Joker.
Yeah, Joker, but like, of the current roster as is that everybody?
I think it is.
Yeah, that is. The only thing that would be missing out of this, out of the current roster, is like Link in Breath of the Wild, the new Zelda, Ganondorf in his current costume. I don't know anyone.
Is that going to be a thing, though? Where we get re-releases for current Smash Amiibos with their updated?
I don't know. I feel like that might be that's at the end of us doing Amiibo stuff at the moment.
Well, the main reason I say that is because really Link could get away with not getting a re-release. For the simple fact of one of his costumes literally is old school Link kind of deal.
I was about to say, that is super old school Link.
So, I mean, that one we might could get away with. Zelda, though, that's complete change.
So is Ganondorf, kind of?
Ganondorf's probably is close enough to where you could just ignore it if have to be.
Yeah.
But I think if you're going to have to re-release a Zelda one, you might as well just do all three and do it as a 3-pack.
Yeah. And then, let's see, like, Path of Radiance Ike, since the Smash 4 Amiibo is Radiant Dawn Ike.
There again, though, is there enough difference to really justify that?
Probably not. That's probably a thing only someone who likes Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn will care about. Like, yes, I would totally want both Ikes as Amiibo.
I mean,
which means
to be fair, I feel like the Link and Ganondorf ones, like I said, could probably be skipped and be fine.
Yeah.
But the Zelda one definitely needs to be updated.
Yeah.
And I feel like it kind of falls in that same where it's like, sure, if we're just going about doing that, but otherwise, nah.
The Koopa Kids, but since the Koopa Kids were there in Smash 4, I don't think that's a plan.
But did we get one for each of them?
No, we only got Bowser Jr.
What I was thinking.
Which is why I said it, like...
They could. What I could maybe see working better in terms of the Koopa Kids would be maybe having some kind of a system, kind of like how Game & Watch had, where you could swap the tops to where really it was one base, but you could have different poses, and instead of just having poses, have each of the Koopa Kids.
That would be neat. I think the only thing people would complain about is they all have different clown colors, and I'm like, man. It's like, do you really want every single Koopa Kid as an amiibo?
To be fair, that could be a 8-player Koopa Kid smash.
Yeah. No one else has received a major redesign. Like, an Inkling Boy, but like, there's so many Inkling amiibos and out there. It's like, do we really need a second Inkling Smash amiibo?
Well, if we do that, did we have male and female Corrin and Robin amiibos?
Yeah, or we had male and female Corrin. We did not have male and female Robin.
So then if we do the Inkling Boy, then we'd also have to kind of throw that argument in for that.
Yeah, like, the only reason I bring this up is because we did have 2-player alts, because they did it for Cloud, because as you see in the picture itself, we had Final Fantasy VII Cloud and Advent Children Cloud as amiibo. They did a male and female Corrin amiibo, and they did Bayo 1, Bayo 2 amiibo as well. Or Bayo 1, Bayo 2 Bayonetta amiibos.
But that was more of a special thing for DLC fighters.
Exactly.
So it wouldn't be a trend I would expect to go all the way through. I think if we got an Inkling Boy Smash amiibo, then, like I said, then we'd have to throw the argument in for Robin.
Yeah. A female Robin.
Right now, the others already exist, so just let it roll.
Yeah. Granted, there's also a female Pokemon trainer, but I guess this listing means no female Pokemon trainer, which makes me sad, because that means I can't get a green amiibo. The Pokemon Adventures fan in me is sad now. I can only have an amiibo of red. I can't have an amiibo of green. Although, that is extremely confusing for someone who knows the Japanese names for them, because then you're like, why are you talking about Gary? Because since Pokemon was red-green to start with, then blue in Japan, red is still red, as we know him, but Gary is technically green, not blue, and the girl is blue. But here in America, we had red and blue, not green until later, so Ash is still, like, red is still red, but now green is blue, and blue is green. It's also confusing.
So we're colorblind.
It also doesn't help that they don't have corresponding starters either for their colors.
Wow.
Granted, Adventures has the weird thing where their first Pokemon isn't a starter. Their first Pokemon is usually a different Pokemon. Like, Red's first Pokemon is technically a Poliwhirl. Yeah, no. Red's starter Pokemon is a Venusaur. Blue's, I believe, is a Charizard, and Green's is a Blastoise.
Wow, that is kind of...
Yep.
Huh.
Granted, Adventures is really good, so I encourage anyone to go read it. It's the closest you'll get to an ongoing story involving the Pokemon franchise. Because the games don't quite have it, but the manga keeps an ongoing story, even though you're following different characters every new set of games. There's still an ongoing plot. Everything still happens in the same world, which is the cool part. It's like, you can go read Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum right now, and you would not have needed to read the other ones. The only thing you'll miss out is on certain references. But if you go back and read them in order, those references make sense. And the reading order actually follows the release order of the games. So if you just read it in release order, you're good. Yeah, that's all I had. Just, hey, we will in fact get the rest of the amiibo. Don't worry, folks. We will get them. Just not as comprehensive, I guess. But anything else? Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Anything else?
No.
All right. You don't have a quick draw?
Nope.
All right. Overtime confused me because I thought they released Gio's episode this week, but no, they released last week's episode today. I just saw it and I'm like, oh, the Geo episode. Wait, when is this week's episode? 20? Oh, okay. No, they released last week's episode. But yeah, Geo is still a confusing hot mess, and I just want it to be over. That, or I just want like Ryu Solgar to start. So, and hope it's good. Otherwise, I'm just gonna start binge watching older Rider and Sentai series that I might want to watch. Just be like, all right, I'm watching these. I'm not gonna really keep up with these other series just in periphery. Just like, all right, what happened? Oh, this, and this. Okay, we're good. Just give me the plot summary. But I guess that will do it for us. Tomorrow we should be finishing up SWTOR. I'm doing Spider-Man DLC Wednesday. Just so that's wrapped up and done, and then I don't know what will be ongoing in Wednesday at the moment. For now. But Thursday will still be Paper Mario. I think I need to go pick up a bunch of seeds from other places now so I can get to the one place or the next place in Paper Mario this week.
Well then.
I believe I'm at that point where I have to go on a little of a bit of a fetch quest to get access to the next world. Right, we don't have a schedule up yet.
Yeah.
We only have the other schedule. That's not for this week, but the week after. And that's only a general one. Still Ocarina Time Friday. And Saturday is gaming, which there'll be something. I assume.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess then we'll see you folks.